What's going on, guys? Bobby with Consumer Time Capsule, back with another review for you here. And today we're at the Capsule to talk about 3 more of Sonic's recent introduction into grocery stores. It's the Slushed Pops. Each of these flavors are based off of popular slushes at Sonic. Of course, we have Cherry Limeade, has to be the #1 most popular, Ocean Water, and Strawberry Lemonade. So, I mean, look, we did talk about the chocolate shake in strawberry shake puddings. There are also 2 types of gelatin and some freezer bars that are out there right now. But I figured this is probably bound to be the second most interesting thing. And I'm also having a really hard time finding the gelatin. So if you see it where you are, please let me know. Leave a comment. Where have you seen it? It comes in 2 of these flavors. I think it's the Cherry Limeade and the Ocean Water. I'd love to try out the gelatin as well, but, you know, for right now, we're kind of sticking to the popsicles. And first up is Cherry Limeade, and, you know, it's a little interesting because we're trying to figure out exactly what makes it a slushed pop other than that it's based off of a slush. Are you getting a good shot of that, you think? No? It's tough to see. I mean, is that a little bit better? It is. It does have a little bit of like, kind of like an outwardly gritty texture on some part of it. And that's not freezer burn. That's just kind of what it looks like, I think. I don't know. It might be tough to see. They are extremely big popsicles. They come in 10 packs. They're $2.98 at Walmart, which for 10 popsicles is kind of a lot. But when you think about it being Sonic flavors, certainly it's much cheaper than going out to Sonic and getting 10 drinks. So, you know, maybe worth checking out, maybe not. Who knows? It's pretty good. You taste a lot of the lime. I think that the texture is lighter. You got a trash can over there. I think that the texture is lighter than a normal popsicle. Yeah, I mean, are you kind of getting a little bit more airiness than out of a normal pop?
Yeah.
Not much cherry.
Really?
Certainly more lime than cherry. Over 50% lime for sure. I'd say probably 2/3 lime minimum. But it's good. It's really not too bad. In terms of actually tasting like a cherry limeade, it's just a tough flavor to nail. A very ambitious attempt. I think they did a decent job. These are some big old popsicles, though. I mean, this is certainly we're not going to be able to tackle all 3. I'm going to go ahead and just throw these in this cup here. All right, so that's cherry. Not too bad. Somewhat true to the original, but maybe a little bit stronger on the lime than what you would typically expect. Next, we have Ocean Water. Now, if you're not familiar with Ocean Water, it is a bright blue. I mean, this is like a beautiful, like ice blue Kool-Aid. It's a really bright blue looking drink. Almost looks like that blue Powerade, really. But what it is like, it's essentially a Sprite and some coconut flavor. And we're gonna see if it's gonna lend itself to a good popsicle. You're digging it, huh?
It's just funny.
Yeah. Well, coconut's coming too big. If you're a fan of coconut and you're looking for it in a good popsicle, I'd say this is probably the one to bet on. I'm getting a little bit of lemon, a little bit of lime, but mostly coconut. How about you?
Mostly.
Yeah. Now, when you have the drink at Sonic, it does have certainly a more pronounced lemon lime flavor. So I would say the way that it's inconsistent from the bar is that it's going to be a bit heavier on coconut than what you would typically expect. But it's really refreshing. I think like the coconut popsicle thing, it's working out really well. I don't know if maybe the other one was just kind of like a little different or something. This doesn't seem as airy and light as the other popsicle. It seems much denser, and you're agreeing with that. Of course, that could be because, it goes from, the frozen truck to the freezer section there to the car to our house, to the freezer at the house.
It's from the ocean.
It could be from the ocean, starts at the ocean. You never know how that affects the consistency and texture. But I'm not getting as much of like a slushed vibe out of this. So I'm going to be curious to see how the strawberry lemonade one, what the texture is like, because this is the texture of like a normal popsicle, like a little bit tighter, a little less airy.
It's very velvety though.
It is. Yeah, and that one thing, that's a good word for it. It is velvety, and the other one was still velvety. Like, that's been consistent, but in terms of, like, the density of the popsicle itself, that's where I've noticed a couple inconsistencies. But really, really a strong flavor. Really, really good. Lots of coconut. Lots of coconut. And I love coconut, so I'm not complaining. So next we have strawberry lemonade. And that's going to round out the flavors that we have here. This one's going to be a pink popsicle. All right, so strawberry lemonade, this is probably the most conventional flavor that they have out of these three. And we'll see how it stacks up. Not bad. Pretty good balance between the two flavors, actually. I was noticing some extra lime flavor in the cherry limeade. I was noticing some extra coconut flavor in the ocean water. This is just a nice, clean balance between the two flavors. Tastes like a nice, like, pink lemonade, really.
Mm-hmm. Strawberry. Strong strawberry. But not a fake strawberry.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Like that bright red kind of strawberry, definitely not that vibe. A more dialed back flavor, a more pleasant flavor, and almost like a more natural flavor. And I think that that's kind of unexpected and cool. I would say that this is like a happy medium. It's not as dense as the ocean water in terms of consistency, but it seems to be not quite as light and airy as the... So we still haven't really nailed down exactly what makes a slushed pop. Is it just because they're slush flavors? Or is it because it's like smooth and like not supposed to be super dense? We still don't know. And I don't think that you will after trying them either. But one thing I can tell you is this is a quality product. They figured out how to make a decent pop right out of the gate. So, very good. All right, so I'm going to get into the gimmick grade. You guys heard a little bit of this in the pudding review that we did several volumes back, so you should check that out. If you're interested in the chocolate or the strawberry milkshake pudding that they did, we've already done those and reviewed it. I love that Sonic came out with so many products at once at grocery stores. The boxes look great. I mean, they look like Sonic, and I think that that's really cool. I think it's a great way to kind of introduce that brand into grocery stores. I like that they took the three most popular flavors there, slushes, made them popsicles. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. Super solid, very interesting. Sounds like some friends of ours just picked them up. Like, I mean, it's just one of those kind of cool impulse buy sort of things. If you're looking for something to cool you off at a party in the summertime, pretty solid, pretty cool idea. So 8.5 out of 10 for the gimmick grade. Now we're gonna rank these three in a capsule countdown. And so I guess that would be what, 1, 2, 3? Is that how that looks? Okay, so I'm gonna go Well, saved it.
Ooh.
I'm going here. What do you think? So, number 3, cherry limeade. Bit too intense on the lime, and although it's not bad. I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's third place out of this gang. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Still real solid. If cherry limeade is decisively your favorite flavor at Sonic, I would still recommend going here first because it's not bad. But I do think that these other two are better. I gotta say, this strawberry lemonade, the most balanced flavor out of these three, and really, really good for a popsicle. It's one of the better ones I've had in a very, very long time. You're still eating off of it, so I know you're digging it. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Really refreshing, great flavor, and also a unique flavor. You know, I mean, for a popsicle to really have a good balanced strawberry lemonade flavor is really nice. But number 1, I gotta give it to the ocean water. I love that coconut, and even though it does have a drawback that lemon lime flavor is not as strong as it would be in a drink, I thought that it was probably the most edible. I thought it was probably the one that I would go back to 9 more times. And for that, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm gonna give it first place on today's Capsule Countdown. And I'd like to hear from you guys. I mean, have you had a chance to try these slushes at Sonic? Do you prefer the popsicles if you've tried them? Which popsicles might you give a shot to now? And have you seen the gelatin? Because I'm looking for it. I'm putting out what is it, APV? I'm putting it out. Have you seen the gelatin flavors that Sonic has? I think they might be at some Walmarts, just not any of the ones around here. And really, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I will miss you until I see you.